G'day. This is a drive shaft. Moreover, it's my drive shaft. Tail shaft, prop shaft, PTO shaft, whatever you want to call it, they're basically all the same. We have a slip joint in the middle to allow for lengthening, and we have two uni joints at the end. This one is particularly worn, which is why I've taken it off the car today. It's the front drive shaft of a Hilux. What we're going to do is we're going to change the uni joints. I've got a pair of new uni joints for it. I'm going to show you how to separate them in the vise. Pretty straightforward, but if you don't know how to do it, it can be a bit daunting. Important, we check the condition of the uni joint. Obviously mine's flogged, so I'm going to change it. We check the condition of the entire drive shaft. They've got balance weights. There's one here, and there's one on here as well. And what we need to do is make sure that they haven't fallen off, or that they may be the cause of your vibration or your issue. We make sure that the spline in the slip joint isn't worn. It's not too bad. There should be a little bit of movement, but not much, and that it's not rusted or seized in any way. And then we need to make sure that if we do separate the spline, you replace half the uni joint, whatever you wish to do. We keep the whole uni joint, the whole drive shaft, I should say, in phase. And by in phase, I mean that the two yokes on either end of the drive shaft are perfectly lined up. The issue is when we have an angle on the drive line, which is the whole point of the drive shaft, the angle creates a difference in velocity as it spins, because it's not a constant velocity joint, it is a uni joint, and that's okay as long as the bottom one is equivalent. So any differential in speed here is counteracted at the bottom by the exact same angle. If they're not in phase, you'll get some heckin' vibrations. You may split cases or just destroy your uni joints much faster than you normally would. Plus it'd be very good to drive. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to clean it up. We're going to separate in the vise, and we're going to have new uni joints fitted. Okay, so I've cleaned up the uni joint for visual reference only, really. We have a brand new uni joint here. That's how they look when they come. You get all new circlips and grease nipple as well, which is great. Now in here, you can just see in the edge here, if I can get focused, there we go. That's the circlip. We're going to knock that clip out on both sides, and then we're going to separate the uni joint from the yoke of the drive shaft. So I'll show you how to do that now. All right, well, there's nothing really exceptionally scientific about getting this circlip out. We just use a punch, nice long one, and a hammer, and we're just going to tap it out. I'm not too worried if we lose it. Like I said, I do have new ones, but I'd rather not. Just tap it around, tap it out until it falls out the bottom. All right, that's it there. With that out, what we can do now is we release it from the vise. You don't have to knock them both out at once, you can, but I won't right now. We want to spin it around. We want to lock it in the universal joint side. Like that. Now what we can do with the same hammer is just tap the yoke down. You can see the yoke starts to move away from the bearing. With that all the way down, we can actually remove the cup, and that cup holds all the needle rollers for that universal joint. You get new ones of those, of course. And well, that's about it for that. Basically, we repeat the same process on the other side, and we'll be free. So that's where we're at so far. You can see the uni joint's now free on one side. We just need to take the clip off this side here, and then we flip it over and we tap it back down the other way. Even at that point, you can actually knock it out any way you want, as long as you've got the first half off. The rest is sort of up to you how you want to get it off. The two clips retain it for moving either way during operation. So once you take one off, you're fairly free. And the process is exactly the same with this half as well. They've got the exact same clips underneath. You take the two out, and you can tap the universal joint up and down and take the cups off, which I'll show you how to do as well. Okay, so with the other clip out the other side, flip it over, and we can now push this one out here. I've increased my professionalism. I've got a soft hammer. And we just give it a couple of hits. And out comes the cup. Super easy. Same thing, just lift that out. Cool, full of needle rollers, very worn. We'll get rid of that. Now we should be able to maneuver our way free of the joint. So there you go, we have the yoke on the end of the shaft. We have a yoke here, and we've got the universal joint that we're actually going to change. So we just need to take the 2 clips off this one now. Exactly the same process. Flip it over, we can attach it in the vise here and tap the yoke up and down. Or you can attach the yoke and tap the uni joint, whatever suits your fancy. But that's how we do it. All right, a bit of a close-up. I've removed all the dirt and grease, and you can see how worn the joint actually was. It was pretty bad. That's the circlip we were talking about earlier. I'm going to remove that as well. Identical on the other side. I've started to remove it on this one. I just gave it a hit and it moved really nicely. I'll take them 2 clips out and I'll flip it over. We'll take this half of the yoke off. All right, cool. Exactly the same process as the other part of the shaft. We've got both circlips out under here, and we can just get it moving. See the cup's starting to move already. Boom. Cup out, and same on the other side. We actually might be able to just do this and turn it over. That's not. Flip it around. And just tap it down. Cup's mostly out. Boldly enough, there we go. Tap the cup out with a punch if we have to, and there's your universal joint. Yeah, pretty worn. Super easy. And I'll show you to put it back together. Alright, so the process of putting it back together, once you've cleaned that enough, whatever you're happy with, we have the brand new universal joint here ready to go. We've got 4 brand new circlips and a brand new grease nipple, which is actually going to go in this little corner here rather than the right angle that was previously there. These have seals on them on my one. Not all of them will look like that, but that's how they are. We need to very carefully remove the cups. And what we're going to do is basically fit a cup in the bottom, remove the cup, fit the uni joint, and then fit the cup in the top. Pretty straightforward. You just got to keep it clean and tidy and make sure we don't lose any needle rollers along the way. So basically we want to fit the cup in the bottom as much as we can. Let's give that a tap, and we'll go from there. A bit easier if I actually tap it in properly. They're not hard to get in, you just got to look after them along the way. Make sure you don't lose any needle rollers. Probably far enough. We can pull them in with the vise as we go, as long as they're fairly square. Let's go back how we had it. Okay, so our uni joint, top cup comes off nice and carefully. We slide it in, exactly the same way we pulled the previous ones out. And it drops into the cup like that. And then the top cup goes on top. Like that, pretty happy. And what we can actually do, we can pull it in with the vise, or we can tap it together. However you want to push it together, doesn't really matter. You can put it in the press if you want, if you have a press. Whatever suits. Trying to get that joint in. Okay, with those 2 installed, you can now see the circlip grooves are ready to go. I also, side note, fit the grease nipple if they haven't already fitted it, because once you get this other half on, it's going to be very hard to do. Keep these on as long as you can. Not only do you prevent contamination, but you're also going to prevent the needle rollers falling out and you're losing them, or they get cocked and you can't fit it. You won't be able to get these circlips on if there's a needle roller sitting in the bottom of the cup on the other side. So anyway, we'll drop these circlips on. Basically, we're just going to drop them on the top and we're just going to hit them down with a bit of precision. And they should snap over the lock. Make sure they're in their groove and they're happy. And then we'll fit the shaft to the other half of the universal joint. All right, so yeah, we'll snap these on. Just tap, nothing too crazy. Let's get them started. Like that, they start nicely. Let's get a little bit of a punch and we can just tap them home. pretty much like that. That one's pretty happy. Make sure it's home. It's the one thing holding the uni joint together, so it's quite important. Just make sure that's happy. Yep, it's pretty good. Exactly the same on the other side, brand new circlips. They go on really nice. You'd think they'd be flying around the workshop, but they're not too bad. And we just tap them on, get them started. Tighter in the vise might help. Cool, just make sure it's home. Lovely. Alright, so fitting the shaft, pretty much the last bit we need to do. We need to very carefully remove one of these. Make sure the needle rollers are happy and keep it all clean. And then we can come in from the top. Take the bottom one off as well, of course. Get it on. Now, basically, fit that back on top. Exact same way we did with the other half. We can tap that home and then we'll flip it over and tap the other one on. And we can basically put the circlips in after that. Hopefully we haven't lost a needle roller along the way. That hasn't succeeded tremendously. Turn it over. Get the other cup. So the needle rollers and everything are happy, everything's clean. Drop it on. Once we got the two started, same as before, we'll put in the vise, just get them clamped up a bit. Just make sure that the uni floats both ways entirely, there's no locked up needle roller bearings in there or anything like that. And you can sort of, if you're strong, you can pull it in with the vise and you get a bit of movement, you don't get much. Okay, that's one half in, the other half's been a bit reluctant. We can basically flip it over and we can tap that in from the top, or push in with the press, or pull in with the vise if you're strong. Just make sure it's square and make sure that the universal joint does slide up and down and everything can move. You haven't jammed something up, that's the last thing we want. I'll pull that home, or I'll knock that home, and then we'll put the two circlips in. Alrighty, with those two squared up and pulled in and the circlips ready to go, we'll knock the circlips in. And pretty much we're there. Cool. And this one. Just tap that home. Excellent. All right. We now have a universal joint, no wear in it, it's nice, everything's happy. You don't have to, but highly recommended is give it a grease before you fit it. You know it's had a grease, you don't have to be handling it underneath the car and messing around. Give it a grease now and your maintenance schedule is covered for the next however many months. Might as well grease the slip joint while we're here as well. Everything needs grease, so I might as well do it. Just make sure you don't hydraulic the slip joint and you never get the drive shaft back on. They don't need much, a couple of pumps is all they need. And the same goes for the uni joint. They can be hard to get to, these ones in the corner. They're not as good quality, I don't think. Which is why now is a great idea to do it, because on the car, getting in there is very difficult with a conventional grease gun. Yeah, I really have to get the angle right to get my grease gun in there, but I got it in. Basically, you want to pump it up until we get a little bit of grease coming just past the seals. You know they're completely full of grease. And make sure the grease isn't coming out the nipple like mine's trying to do. We just pump it up. You'll start to hear the air push out and the grease start coming out past these unis. Getting harder to accept grease. There we go. Yeah. Cool. And that's how you do it. Alright, and that is about that. I gave the face a bit of a buff before I put it back on. Keep everything nice and flat and square. But that's your brand new Uni-Joint. Fitted, clipped in, nothing's damaged. It's going to do a couple 100,000 Ks. Obviously, the other end of the drive shaft's exactly the same process. And just torque up the bolts when you fit it to the car. And happy motoring.